Hi there. So this is my project Reminder. It's a reminder app. So this is with the CS50 Introduction to Computer Science course. So you can see it's an organisational web app for teachers. So let's get into it now. So this is our starting page. So when you come to it, this is what you would see. So we've got a little logo and we've got some information. So signing up, nice and free. And if you're not signed up, you can do that. If you are signed up, you can go and log in, or there's some information just telling you a little bit about what this will actually provide for you before you sign up. Now, let's say we go to sign up. That's going to take you to this register tab. When it does that, you've got some password requirements, gives you some information on that. You'd need to put that in, retype your passwords, and also select a time zone. We do that so I don't have to use geolocation. It allows me to then format some times correctly. Now, I already have an account, so I'm going to go straight to that. Okay, so I'm going to choose my account, put in my password, and it will take me to my user dashboard. Now I have some stuff in here so you can see what it does. Now you can see here it tells you how to access your data, which is in your account tab, but let's just have a quick look at this. So I've got some tasks already in there. So these are my reminders. So I've got a really important deadline, must not miss that one, and it tells me when it's due. Now that's due in 1 hour, 6 minutes and 9 seconds. Okay, so this is only showing things within the 5 days mark that we've got, so 5-day forecast. So anything that is less than 6 days should show here. It also tells me I've got 3 different classes, 1A, Hogwarts and Peeps, and it tells me a little bit about them. So I've got some merits and sanctions in the analytics here. So let's go ahead and go into our task section. So you can see my active ones here. It's my current tasks, okay? So you've got one here, one there, and one there. Okay, now you can see some expired tasks. So when you click on these complete buttons, what you'd find is that it would change this to complete. Okay, it then brings it down into this sort of grayed out section, which is our expired tasks. So they could be deadline expired, they could not be deadline expired. If it expires, it goes into this section as well, and you can see here this one I did not complete, it failed to complete. Okay, so it gives you some information as to whether you're completing things. You could then delete it from your database as well. Down the bottom is your create a new task aspect. Now if you didn't have any tasks done, then that would show up at the top and this first section wouldn't show. Second thing to show you, classes. If we have a look at classes, it shows me the classes that I've got in my database aspect. It shows me how many I've got in each one. Now I could remove the class from here, I'm not going to do that just yet. But I want to, let's say, create a class. Okay, it takes me to a point where I can create a new class, which wouldn't show up in that table because it hasn't got any students, but I can import a class. Now, when you import a class, it does allow you to import using a CSV file. Okay, it takes a little while sometimes, so I'm not going to show you that now. So let's go back to the classes then, and let's have a look. You've got a drop down here, and let's go to class 1A. Let's show and edit that. Okay, it brings up my information. So I've got 4 students, I've got some information that I've added in about them, and I can remove those students from that. I can also then add individual students and add some notes to that. One other thing you can do with this is, let's say we're not happy with Blobby, Mr. Blobby being ADHD. Well, actually, if I click on that, it takes me to my edit function. You can change the name if you've made mistakes, or I can say that they have got ODD as well, let's say. Okay, now if I want to make any mistakes on merits and sanctions, I can edit those here as well. Now let's say I want to save this, go up to my save changes and return. You could not save them and just click on the return, but I'm going to save it. Okay, and I go back. Now it takes me back to classes. I'm going to go back into 1A, and you can see that it now has corrected that. Okay, and let's go to records. So records will show every single student that you have assigned to you, regardless of the class, and it's in alphabetical order of their names. So I'm going to go to 1A again and have a look at that class. Now with this class, this is what I would perhaps have up in a lesson. You can see on here details. If you click on it, it will show up the information. Now you don't want that showing to students, so that's why I have it as a popover. But merits, let's say Mr. Blobby, we know he's very naughty. Let's say he has had a sanction against him. So I'm not happy. I'm going to give him a sanction. I click on that and it reloads the page with that sanction. Okay, and it updates the database to show that. Okay, so every time I reload this, it will show that up. But I could say, well, Stuart Little, he's actually very, very good. Okay, I'm going to put a Meriton, and again it will upload that for me. And I can check again. Stuart has a lot more, saying he's struggling with his height. Okay, and you can from here continue to do that. Okay, now the last thing to show you on here is my user details. Okay, so we've got an example email there. You've got your data. Now the last logged in time, that's recorded when you log out. Just gives me an idea of where you are. But you can change your password, you can change your time zone using the drop down here. Okay. Clicking the reminder logo will take you back to your dashboard. Okay, and it gives you, like I say, lots and lots of useful information in the two columns, all sort of spread out.